Oh, I haven't even done a mic check. That's how used I am. Used. Used to? Okay, so that was my mic check. I just checked my stream. Okay, dokie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, welcome everyone to Monza. Autodromo Nacional Enzo. No, that's Imola. Fuck. Autodromo Nacional di Monza. Enzo and Dino Ferrari is Imola. Okay. So, round 16 out of 23. We are getting closer and closer to the end. And the Drivers' Championship actually getting closer and closer as the days go on. Well, hope you're well seated. Hope you're ready to watch some Formula One racing. The season starting pretty soon. The actual Formula One season. We have a look at Skiller in the Haas. Currently, the only driver to not score points. Well, actually, to not finish a race just yet. He has finished. He hasn't. Well, to score a point finish. That's what I was trying to say. He is a P10 in Monaco, but he didn't finish that race. He just got P10, more than 50%. He currently has 1 point on the year. He's our first driver to go out and get a lap in. The Haas driver will be looking to get his first point finish. Point and race finish. Getting some green on his master sheet. As he already has denied lap on the red. So who will be the first to start? It will be Raisins in the Alfa Romeo. 2 reserves tonight. Crazy Mike being subbed in by Dreliot in the Alpine, and Mr. Wildman being subbed in by Wasak in the Alfa Romeo, as Wasak will be the first one to start an actual lap. As I believe, no, Skiller's lap actually doesn't really matter if it's invalidated. He starts right now. Couple of yellow flags, people are slowly starting to trickle in, getting their laps in. Welcome everyone. As people slowly start to join in. From around 16 out of 23 of our championship. In ASRC. So Skiller, as long as he doesn't get his lap invalidated, he should be the first one to cross the line. Hopefully he gets a pretty good time. Not biased towards Haas, but I'm hoping for a couple of points from our boys. As in the Grand Constructors Championship, where Haas is currently, trying to be biased, is currently 25 points behind P1 Alpine. With Jacob and Dreliot on the track, it should be pretty interesting. As Raisins retires, hit the wall, and that does it for him. He's not going to be able to put in a lap for Alfa Romeo tonight. And Skiller, first one across the line, and for him that is going to be a 1:23.384, but Dreliot's going to be next, and he's going to get on provisional pole so far. It's a 1:21.750 for the reserve. A couple of guys now trickle in, getting their lap times in. LC Blixer starting his. I think that Senna, that's Wi-Fi actually, is going to be putting in a lap, and he's fastest so far. Another one right behind him, Curtis. Well, Curtis heads into the pits. So right now, doing a look across the field right now, Jacob on a lap, and oh, a lot of retirements. What happened there? Both McLarens retire. Curtis retires. Raisins has retired. We have 4 guys who have yet to put in a lap time. And they're all ready DNF'd. Both McLarens are going to be starting from the second to last row, as it stands so far. Or maybe not, because I know Rags doesn't like to put in lap times, so my list currently on pole, a couple of times being put in so far. Nico Mazes in P4, way second P3. Oh, and there's a spin by Blixer! And there he goes, another DNF. Elsie Blixer, right out of it. And that does it for his qualifying. And I should get a message pretty soon telling me that he has problems with his wing. Not his wing, his wheel. So Magic Rex, I'm not gonna insult it this time, because last time I insulted him before a race, he got a podium. So Red Bull riding a pretty good wave so far. A P1 and a P3 in Tier 1, and a P4 and P5 in Tier 2. So they're riding a pretty good wave of momentum so far. Team that was struggling early on in the season. Well, now they finally got their first win. I'm so slow and still lost my tire. Wait, who's pretty? Everyone DNFing. Yeah, we have a couple of DNFs as we're looking at Q's right now. He's on the softs. He usually starts on the mediums, but this time he's going all soft. That didn't come out right. As Q's crosses the line, P2, he's behind Q's. Q's behind Q's. No, he's behind Mindless on the front row so far. People getting a lap time in now. Emot's going to be starting his pretty soon. Got a couple of guys now going around the corner. Jacob, is he going in the pits? Yes, he's going in the pits. Who is going to be next across the line? Well, for now, from what it looks like, well, it's Senna, currently the only driver who's on a hot lap. Well, there's Emot that just started his. Senna yet to put in a lap time. Can he be a wild card today? Can he actually gets the fastest Sector 1, surprisingly. Almost spin, so I don't think that's gonna stick. Entering the DRS zone. Now, Senna's been well, he's a wild card most races. Hasn't gotten a lot of finishes in his races, but when he does, he gets some pretty good positions. Actually, he finished twice, and it's 8 and 10. So maybe just tooting his horn a little bit. So already we've got 5 DNFs. Senna around the corner, and that lap time is going to put him up to P8 right next to his teammate. I'm going to take a look now at Emod, who should be completing his lap pretty soon. Yellow flag in Sector 2. I don't know if that was a spin or if someone just letting people by. I hope it wasn't a spin from Skiller. As Emod now crosses the line, and that is... yikes. Not the lap he was looking for. I'm taking a look at Skiller, and no, okay, he was just letting people by. Good. Now, Brewdog, who's on a hot lap so far, maybe looking to get up into those higher positions. It's a race pace of 1:16 in Italy. As his lap is deleted, so he's warming up his tires and getting back his ERS for the next lap now. As Iceman Casper will be starting his lap. So Skiller heads into the pits. I think that's Q's right behind him, who should be heading into the pits also. Now Jacob preparing himself for his out lap. And a hot lap starts for Jacob as his quest for pole continues. And here he goes. A 1:28.71. He doesn't have a lot to beat. He has 2/10 to beat to get into P1 and on pole position. There's already drivers into the Temple of Speed, getting in some pretty quick lap times, but a lot of DNFs also. Hopefully this doesn't translate into the race. So I think OJ now should be heading. No, he has a lap deleted. Seems to be the theme so far. Yellow flag in Sector 2. I don't know if that's Jacob. Doesn't seem to be him, as I think he's recharging for another lap, probably spun. As Waysack now could be looking at a pretty good lap, could be looking at a pole position, and he does! 1:24.68, and that's pole, provisional pole for Waysack so far. I don't know what Jacob will do. Will he go for another one? Or is he going back into the pits? So slowly waiting. And from the looks of it, as he's going into the pits. So Iceman Casper will a lap deleted. Currently standing in P7, his teammate in P12 right now. So now, Skeller starts his lap. Casper heads into the pits. I think Brewdog's also on his hot lap. Or actually might be going into the pits also. So not a lot of guys going for laps at this point in the race, but Skeller is one of them. So it seems like we have from 20 to 15 all set up so far. I don't think Magic Greg's going to be putting in a lap. Because right now, Skeller putting in a pretty good lap so far, improving on his last. And could he be looking at a top 10? It would be great to see from the Haas driver. As the Haas crosses the line, and that's P12, so not in the top 10. A couple of people starting in their lap themselves. Dreliot starts his hot lap. See Orange Juice all the way into Sector 2. Last race's winner. Will he be looking for a pole position? Four minutes left in qualifying. Orange Juice with some serious pace so far. Can he snatch away that pole position away from Waysack? And he crosses the line now. It's not enough. It's a couple of hundredths, about 3 hundredths, separating Orange Juice and Waysack, who's currently on pole. But Maybe Q's has something to say about it. Maybe Emot has something to say about it. Does anybody have something to say about it? Wouldn't be surprising, as Orange Juice, yeah, he lets the people by. Streliot, well, he's got a deleted lap. Skiller heads into the pits. Streliot into the pits, deleted lap. So FVR Nut now finally starting his hot lap. So we got a fan base already for our reserve. Waysack, oh, as FVR Nut spins right after turn 1. After turn 2, actually. Apologies on that. If I take a look, is that someone's about to... Oh wait, no, it's Jacob. Just starting his hot lap. A couple of drivers to focus on. Now can Q's get away with a pole position? Into the Parabolica, and that doesn't seem to be the lap he's looking for. Nope. So he is going for another one. I think this one's going to be his. As Emot right behind them, have I seen a car spin? No, I have not. I thought I saw a car spin. Maybe it's just me. Emot crosses the line. And it looks like it was also a warm-up lap for him. FVR Brewdog looking to improve on his. His teammate Casper also looking to improve. So both of the Aston Martins right behind Mindless, I believe, or FVR Nut. I think it's FVR Nut. As Casper crosses the line, stays in P7. Brewdog crosses the line, goes P12. And someone spun. It's Jacob. Does he have damage? Doesn't seem to have damage, but that's gonna negate his lap. As Q's now warms up. And that looks like he's going to be going for another one. Jacob, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's waiting for Q's, maybe. Or is he just parking there? What is he doing? Is he going to give his teammate tow, or is his teammate going to give him some tow? What is Jacob doing? Casper's DNF'd. What is Jacob waiting for? So what is Jacob doing exactly? His lap's deleted, so that's gonna do it for him. As Mindless now crosses, he's got pole. Brewdog now P9. I didn't get a look at that. Jacob actually totally distracted me. FVR Nut into the pits. The disappointing lap. And now the final laps are coming in. So Mindless on pole. Now is Q's gonna get back at him. Couple of DNFs happening. Jacob, Nico Mas, Casper, Wi-Fi. Guys DNFing. Can Q snatch away pole position? Hughes, it's going to be close. He crosses the line. It's still P5. That doesn't change. No pole position for him. Drillia, the reserve. Can he get a higher position? Drillia crosses the line. P10. Now here's Rest Skiller. Want a chance of his own? And no, he's not going to do it. He's heading into the pits. And Emod also going to head into the pits. So from what it looks like, it'll be Mindless and Waysack on the top row. And from the looks of it, pole position for Mindless. So Mindless on pole. I think for the second time this season. It's his second time on pole position. Mindless will be the first driver to start, well, on pole position in Monza. That was a mouthful of a sentence. Sorry about that. So 1:20.404 was the lap time that put Mindless on pole position for Williams. Williams, one of two teams that have yet to get a win this season. So Mindless, 157 points, currently second in the Drivers' Championship, has yet to win a race. A win tonight could give him a lot in the Drivers' Championship, especially with Q's few races of struggling. Well, the gap to P1 isn't as big as it used to be. 229, 157, there's a 72-point difference. So anything is possible at this point and stage of the season. Now for the constructors, from what it looks like, well, the gap is also getting smaller and smaller. But Mercedes still stands on top. But in the Grand Constructors, tonight is a very important race for every team, as the difference in points is small everywhere. The point differential between, hold on, is that the right thing? That's not even the right thing. It's supposed to be 13, not 5. Made a mistake on my sheet. Sorry about that. So, 13 points between Alpine and Mercedes in the Grand Constructors. 12 points between Mercedes and Haas. A surprise performance from Skiller and Curtis could give Haas some much needed points. AlphaTauri, 41 points behind Haas. Red Bull, 16 points behind AlphaTauri. With McLaren, 3 points behind Red Bull. And we have Williams, 49 points behind McLaren. Aston Martin, 3 points behind Williams. They're tied with Ferrari. And Alfa Romeo, 82 points behind Ferrari and Aston Martin. So the Grand Constructors' Championship is still to be up for grabs. So as we wait for the race to start here in Monza, do we have some predictions? Who will come out on top here in Italy? Round 16 out of 23. Not a lot of races left. Who will come out on top? So the formation lap begins. 27 laps around Monza, the Temple of Speed. So let's have a look at the tires. Softs from 1 to 10. And Wi-Fi, Nut, Colts, Ponju, and Raisins on the mediums. And it looks to be soft all around. Magic Rags starting last on the softs. Curtis on the softs, Skiller on the soft, Blixer on the softs. So Mindless starts on pole for the second time this season. Currently second in the Drivers' Championship, surprisingly. You'd think someone as close in the Drivers' Championship, the Qs, would have some wins, but no, it's just been consistent, great performances and on the podium a lot of times. But he hasn't gotten a podium since that last pole position. It was a P3 in Hungary. But right now he's on pole. He's got Waysack right behind him in the Alfa Romeo as a reserve. Orange Juice, last race's winner in P3, right behind him Emod. Emod, who hasn't scored a point since Hungary also. His last win in the UK. Q's hasn't won since Canada. Wow. Okay, so it's been a while. Q's in a little bit of a slump here, which is something I wasn't expecting to say. Jacob looking to get back on his podium winning streak, as he got first, second, and first in France, Hungary, and Belgium, respectively. And Nico Maz, P7, looking to finish a race. Well, he has finished a race in Hungary also. Seems like a lot of these guys got points in Hungary. Elsie Blixer looking to get back on the podium. Has been on a podium since Baku. But it's 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And here we go. Mindless gets a great start. So does Wasek. A little bit of moving around. I see a Mercedes going after an Alpine, but Mindless got the better start out of all of it. Orange Juice already almost up 2 positions. Already going almost side to side with Mindless. He's already up to P2. Couple of drivers now going side to side as we head after the first chicane. Mindless going out on top, and he's already almost making the second. Orange Juice with a tremendous start. And now people getting positions left and right. Nico Mas down 2. Casper and Brewdog both Aston Martins getting by. Curtis all the way back to last. And we got Magic Crags up a position. Blixer up by 4. Raisins up by 4. Ponjo up by 4. Senna down by 5. And drivers keeping it clean. Casper now on Jacob, and so is Brewdog, the Aston Martins. Staying side to side with Jacob, and both of them get by. Unbelievable. And Wi-Fi goes a little bit wide, and so does Nico Maz. But he does get the overtake. It was not deemed illegal. And now both the Ferraris, and Jacob's now in a sandwich. His teammates all the way down to P13. It's Mercedes, Aston Martin, Ferrari. And Jacob already into the pits. Seems as he's gotten some damage. If I take a look in the pits, yeah, seems to be some damage. Same thing goes for Ponju. And Mindless now still ahead. Brewdog and Casper. Well, Brewdog goes wide, takes a penalty, sadly. Overshot his turn 1, takes a 3-second. So right now, seems like the game is teammate support. 4-5 Mercedes, 6-7 Aston Martin, 8-9 Ferrari. Mindless, Waysack, and Orange Juice do not have any support from their teammates so far, but I don't think they'll need it right now. But teammate support is crucial here. The race is tight as Monza. Let's head back to the tire. So Iceman, Casper, and P7. Nico Maz in front of his teammate, Elsie Blixer. As Mindless has not managed to pull in a second gap right now, as the fastest lap gets traded all around. And as I say, when the DRS gets activated, this is where the fun begins. Turn 1 is going to be madness when we head into DRS. So teammates sticking together. Oh, someone's gone wide. Wi-Fi has gone wide, and he has to go on the outside of the track. Has to let people by. And he's all the way down to P15. That lets Skiller up into P10. Raisins into 11. Now Magic Rags ahead of Wi-Fi. As now DRS activated, and it's the choo-choo DRS train. And this is where the teammate support becomes important. As Wi-Fi spun again. So damage on his car. Probably. Looks to, not too sure about it. No, his car seems fine. But Mindless puts in a gap. And now Waysack's gonna have DRS on Orange Juice, and Orange Juice doesn't. And here we go. It's turn 1 carnage incoming. Q's and Emod. Waysack and Orange Juice. Safety car is out. Senna spins. And we have a safety car already. And what was supposed to be a turn 1 carnage just drops dead instantly. Senna spins. And he's out of the Italian Grand Prix. He really wants that Pastor Maldonado award, eh? My goodness. How many DNFs has he got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jeez. He started 15 races. He's DNF'd 10 of them. Senna, what is going on? It's really going for that 3-time Pastor Maldonado champion. The most DNFs in the season. So safety car out. And what does that mean for the drivers? Change the tire. Change the wing. Do we have damage? What is going on? What do the drivers do? Mindless stays out. OJ stays out. Mercedes into the pits. Q's and Amod, both Mercedes, go into the pits right now. So a double pit from the Merc boys. Double pit from the Aston Martin boys. Ferrari boys stay out. And Waysack's gonna appreciate this. He's got a little bit of teammate support now. So let's see what's the tire of choice. Unsafe pit release. Is unsafe pit release off? It is off. Oh, okay. So it's just a game then. Thanks, game. So almost everyone on the mediums, except for Wi-Fi, on new softs. So behind the safety car we go. A couple of laps. It's Ponju, it's for Ponju, Wi-Fi, Curtis, and Jacob. Well, at least it's something for them. It gives them a second chance. So Q's, Brewdog, Emod, Skiller, Drilliot, Casper, Rags, Curtis, Wi-Fi, and Ponju all on new tires. And from Mindless to FBR Nut, it's all old tires. The top 5 on old softs, from 6 to 8 on mediums, on old mediums. 1 DNFs, 19 drivers left on the track. 5 laps out of 27 done in Italy behind the safety car we currently are behind the safety car. That was a Yoda-ish sense. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna rewatch this and cringe at my attempt to do a Yoda voice, so I'm just not gonna do it. So now Casper and Wi-Fi pit. Probably deciding to change their tires at the last second. No, they go for the same tires, just newer ones. Maybe they had some damage. I think it'd be a pretty long pit stop. So safety car in this lap. Mindless still on the top position. When does he pull the trigger and start? As the tires are warmed up, everybody's bunched up. Safety car goes in, and Mindless, pedal to the metal, and green flag. Here we go. Safety car restart, and this is where positions are lost and gained. Looks like Drelion might try to move on Skiller. Oh, does he try it? He does. They go wheel to wheel. Almost touch. But Jacob actually gets in front as Skiller spins. As he spun on his own, he looks like he has spun on his own and he's right down into P19. Mindless still in front. Now it's Orange Juice, Waysack. Oh, and there's actually really close battle right now between Blixer and Waysack. But Waysack still stays ahead. But the battle doesn't seem to be over just far. Someone seems to have gone wide. Take a look at it. Looks to be FBR Nut, who spun. I don't know if he has damage. I'm going to take a look at this battle right now happening between the Ferrari boys and the Alfa Romeo of Waysack. As it looks, there was a spin by FBR Nut. Does he have damage? That's the question. Give me a better camera angle game, please. That's not better. Doesn't look... Yes, has a little bit of damage on his front wing. That might give him a penalty going across there. No, it's not. So the battle continues, and I can see Blixer might try a move. I'm not too sure about it. No, he won't. Not just yet. We're going to wait for DRS to hit us. And Jacob now already wheel to wheel with Emod. They're going after each other. Can Jacob get ahead of the Mercedes? It's Alpine versus Mercedes. Big points. Oh, and Jacob hits the curb. Jumps in the air. Emad goes wide. Already got a little bit of fighting going on. Mercedes and Alpine. You know, Jacob's looking at its 10th position, and he's hungry for it. Alpine running on a huge momentum. Right in front of Mercedes. They definitely want this. As DRS will be activated shortly. And as tradition, when the DRS gets activated, that's where the fun begins. Not too much happening right now. No, Casper, no. Brewdog goes for a move on Colts. Up the inside. And gets it done cleanly. And Emad actually might go for a move on Colts. Jacob's just posted behind. Just waiting for either of the drivers to make a mistake. Could be possible. They're really, really close to each other. And now with DRS activated, we take a look at Orange Juice, who's going to have DRS out behind Mindless. Mindless, who has led every lap of the race so far. Now with DRS activated, Blixer coming onto Waysack. Nothing's going to happen just yet. As Emad now fighting a little bit with Jacob again. They both got by Colts on this chance. Now Brewdog, he's got Emad and Jacob are going to be on his tail. Blixer really close to Waysack. Yellow flag in Sector 1. And another Tauri goes down. This time it's Wi-Fi. And now both Alpha Tauris out of it. Now is Blixer going to try a move on Waysack. Breaks late. And he gets the move done. Waysack gets surprised. Q's gets in front of Raisins. Couple of bumps here and there. Colts hits the curb. Flies a little bit. But stays on track. So Mindless still ahead. That hasn't changed. Nico Ma has a tremendous race so far. Q's just gunning down on him now. Orange Juice with DRS on Mindless. Does he have enough? Doesn't seem to have enough so far. Just yet. Jacob though gets ahead of Brewdog. But Emad's getting an even bigger gap than he used to. And after the Parabolica, it's the long start-finish line straight with DRS. Mindless weaving, Orange Juice, Slipstream, DRS. Mindless has used all of his DRS. Q's gets the fastest lap. Emad. Orange Juice, will he try a move? He doesn't so far. Jacob still ahead. And we've got someone that... okay, it's Nico Maz that heads into the pits. Thought someone spun there. I thought he spun for a second. Thankfully he didn't. But Orange Juice has a massive ERS advantage on Mindless. And he might close onto him after this lap. Blixer's also very close. And Waysack's just waiting behind. DRS activated for Orange Juice. The ERS is also activated. Blixer also standing right there. Will he try a move? Oh, he waves for it. Tries to go for it. Doesn't seem to be working so far. But the next start-finish straight will be crucial. And now, Orange Juice, Blixer, and okay, so Mindless heads into the pits. So now it's Blixer against Orange Juice. Up into turn 1. Blixer right behind Orange Juice. Orange Juice defends well, cuts off any possible angle. And he stays ahead after. So OJ Curley on top. After Mindless pitted for new tires. Same thing for Waysack, new mediums. 15 laps to go in Monza. Oh, look, Curtis and Mindless getting by Curtis easily. And I think Waysack might be able to do the same. But right now I'm taking a look at Blixer and Orange Juice once again. What defense by Orange Juice. Not letting Blixer any inch whatsoever. But Blixer, right before the Parabolica, goes around the inside on Orange Juice. They're wheel to wheel. And now Orange Juice and Blixer, after that battle, they head into the pits, and a familiar face now stands in P1. Hughes. 7 laps on those mediums. He can bring him home, if he can. But Raisins is right behind him. Emot's there. Jacob's there. Brewdog. Somewhat there. Poncho and Drelliot. That's changing positions. Magic Rags all the way into P9. And now Mindless with new tires. And there's a huge battle between the top 4 right now. But the top 4 that was earlier now is all the way down from P10 to P13 because of the tires. Blixer, Waysack, Mindless, Orange Juice. All at the same spot, and Raisins actually got by Cubes while I was looking at that. Raisins on the older mediums gets right in front of the Mercedes of Cuse. For Cuse, I think he's just nursing his tires, but only have a look at that battle right now between the top dogs so far. The guys fighting for P1. Once the other pit stops are done, as Raisins heads into the pits, Q stays out. Jacob stays out. And this could be an interesting battle, as Raisins might come out of the pits at the same time alongside his teammate, or maybe it's going to be a little bit too late. As now Orange Juice right next to Mindless. In front of Mindless now. Sorry about that. Had to yawn a little bit. Yellow flag in Sector 3. That's FBR Nut in the Parabolica. And he's out of the race. That does it for one half of the Williams. As right now Orange Juice pulling on a pretty good gap so far. Blixer and Waysack pretty close to each other. Still DRS in play. Still a yellow flag in Sector 3. No safety car. As Blixer goes wide just a little bit, he still stays within Mindless, OJ, Waysack. As now Mindless has a chance to gain back his P10 or P9 with DRS. Now, who makes the most of it? No one does so far. It stays the same. See, The Iceman Casper getting pretty close. Skiller in P17, Casper in P16. Hughes and Iman, it's Mercedes 1-2 so far. Jacob just behind. FBR Brewdog behind by a little margin. We got both McLarens in P5 and P6, Dreliot in P7, Magic Crags and Orange Juice. As the battle continues, in front and behind. And now the two Mercedes boys. A good time so far. They're just securing a P1 and P2, a front row lockout so far. Bmod, ooh, took that corner a bit too sharp. Look at Blixer, he's getting closer and closer to Wayside. Might actually try a move. Both with DRS. Blixer breaks early. And close to the Alfa Romeo, and he gets ahead. And now Raisins, and now both Alfa Romeos right next to each other. Raisins gonna get ahead though, he's got the faster tire. So Raisins now heads into that battle. Blixer gets ahead of Waysack. Waysack loses 2 positions in a single fight. About 10 laps to go, or maybe more so 12. And I think that Q's and Emod will be getting those mediums all the way till the end. As now Raisins could be heading. Oh, actually, Orange Juice gets in front of his teammate. So now OJ, a little bit of a safety net for him. He's got Magic Rags to defend from Mindless. I don't think he's going to defend him too much. But it's going to give him a little bit of a hand. No, that's not going to help him too much. Mindless, oh no! Magic Rags! It's Mindless. Mindless, oh, didn't flinch though. But Magic Rags, he's pushing. He's pushing. He's getting into the dirty areas. Mindless wants none of it. And he is right back up next to OJ. There's a little bit of a battle here between Ferrari and Alfa Romeo. Raisins and Blixer now. Wheel to wheel. Raisins looks to have the advantage so far. Will it be enough though? Blixer still close to him. It looks like Raisins gonna have the best of it so far. Now Magic Rags doesn't have DRS, but Raisins does. But Rags is not going to leave him any space. Stays in the middle. Raisins pushes. And he gets by. Blixer tries to go for it. Rags is wide. Blixer gets it done. What a move. And Waysack also does. And Rags, he's down by a lot after this. And while all of that is happening, Mercedes boys still having plenty of fun in the front. I think now the newer and older tires are going to play a big part here as it's going on. Just, can I get an invite for Senna? Let me just have a look. Where's he? There he is. Oh, he went to Rocket League. Okay, it's a little bit too late. Anyways, okay. I missed something? No, I didn't miss anything. Okay, good. So FBR Brewdog currently in P4. Dreliot in P5. Orange Juice P6. Now Orange Juice already closing in on Dreliot. Mindless also part of that battle. And Raisins actually might get a chance on Mindless. Paju nets himself a penalty. So 3 DNFs so far. As Q's and Emod switch positions. Now Orange Juice will try and move on Dreliot. Does get it done. Does Mindless do the same? No, he's going to have to get by Dreliot sooner or later. And it could be right now. Raisins was trying. But gives up a little bit halfway through. But I think Mindless is going to be going for it right now. Mindless right next to Dreliot. And he gets ahead. So picking drivers one by one. And Raisin's going to be next to take on the Alpine. And he does get it. Now Blixer might try. Or he might have to wait till the DRS zone. Actually, he's going to go for it right now. That Wayside's going to be next. But Dreliot has DRS. So he doesn't get his position as easy to Blixer. And he still stays ahead of Blixer. And for OJ right now, he's got his sights on an Aston Martin. The Aston Martin of Brewdog. As the Mercedes boys still up ahead by a mile and a half, and probably more. I don't know, I'm Canadian, I don't use miles. Just sounds huge. As now Jacob hits and goes all the way down. I don't know if he's going to go much more lower than that. Now OJ's in P4, Brewdog in P3. 14 laps on the mediums. 7 laps to go in Italy. And now Milas and Raisins going at it. Can Raisins get it done? He does. Pressure stops. A better exit. But Milas won't give up just yet. But the pressure tires are very, very useful. As Dreliot still stays ahead of Blixer after all of this. But Blixer's not going to let him hold him up 2 times. And he gets right into P8. Right ahead of Dreliot. Now Orange Juice still running wild, trying to catch up to that Aston Martin. This Paju looks to be ahead of Iceman Casper right after that DRS zone. So Brewdog heads into the pits. And now this is where it gets interesting. 13 seconds separate Emod and Q's. Oh, and there's a spin. No, wait. Is there a spin? Is Skiller a spin? Probably. So 13 seconds between Orange Juice and Q's. And about 14 seconds between Orange Juice and Emod. It's a yellow flag in Sector 1. That looks to be an Aston Martin. It's FBR Brewdog. He spun on the new tires right after turn 1. And he's all the way down to P16. Oh, what a shame. As Orange Juice and Raisins looking to improve on the time and maybe, just maybe get by the 2 Mercedes boys who are currently locking up P1 and P2. As now Raisins gets ahead of Orange Juice easily. And on the soft compound, let's see what happens. 5 laps to go, 13 seconds to make. As Nico Maz gets ahead of Dreliot. 5 laps remain in Monza. And it's Mercedes dominance. As they are staying close to each other. Emod and Q's putting on a clinic. But the gap is getting shorter right behind Raisins. As Emod nets himself a penalty for going a little bit too wide. So he might let his teammate get by. As someone spun, looks to be a Ferrari. Nico Maz. Damage, maybe. Yes, he's lost his front wing. No. He was doing so well. Hughes and Emod really look like they're going to bring those mediums all the way till the end. But Raisins is already gaining some time. But how much? Is it going to be enough? 11 seconds to make in about 4 laps. Now Skiller not having a great race so far. Hughes in P1. And do they hold the fastest lap? They do not. Raisins holds possession of the fastest lap. But they are still ahead by a huge margin. And now 3 laps to go. And the gap is still about as big as it can get. Still 11 seconds. And I don't think either Q's or Emod is going to pit. So from what it looks, Mercedes, absolute domination. Now it's lowered into 10 digits, but we're going with 2 laps remaining. I don't think it's going to be enough for Raisins unless a miracle happens. As Nico Maz into the pits. And he gets out of the pits as quickly as I say that. 9.8 seconds. Nico Maz corner cutting. I think he's just out of it. I think he's just tired. Hope he doesn't crash on purpose. Oh, okay, he still wants to race. Just probably gave up already. 9 seconds. It's... Raisins is putting up some time. But is it gonna be enough? I don't think so. I think there's not enough time. But Raisins slowly pulling back some time from the Mercedes. But even then, it's not gonna be enough. Doesn't look like it's gonna be enough. 2 laps to go. That's 3 laps. No, it's 2 laps to go. .26 out of 27. Mercedes 1 and 2. and they're still pulling away. This is about as cold as it gets. .2 seconds, it's not gonna be enough for Raisins. And this is intimidating. Mercedes hit a bit of a slump in the past couple of races, past couple of weeks. Emad, who hadn't got a podium since the UK. Hughes without a win since Canada. Had a podium in Belgium. Emad a disqualification in a P12 in his last 2 races. Mercedes got overtaken by Alpine. Yellow flag in Sector 1 and 2 looks to be Iceman, Casper, and Brewdog. And from what it seems, the team that looked to have hit a slump is putting on a clinic. And the 2 black and silver arrows lead the Italian Grand Prix. And as it looks so far, will finish 1 and 2. 43 points altogether. Emad and Hughes, the Mercedes boys. Who's gonna take away the win, though? Is it gonna be Hughes or Emad? It looks like it's gonna be Emad from the looks of it. Or actually, it's gonna be Hughes because of the penalty. So Emad lets his teammate by. And for the first time since Canada, the teammates are gonna be finishing together. Hughes wins the Italian Grand Prix. Absolute Mercedes dominance. Unstoppable. 1 and 2. Hughes and Emad put on a clinic. And they tell everyone, we're not out of it yet. Mercedes, what a performance. What a show of domination. Wow. Unbelievable. Mercedes. That's dominance. Both finishing at the same time. Well, Emad's got a penalty, but look at that, .05. He had a 3-second penalty. They finished within 5 thousandths. That's confidence. Mercedes, Hughes, and Emad. Wow. That is absolutely menacing to see. Raisins driver of the day, P19 to P3. What a drive. What a race. And yeah, as Mike says in the chat, uh-oh, Jacob. And it's Mercedes 1-2. The Nova Scotians come out on top. It's the Triple Canada podium. Unbelievable. So the pit strategy What a race. Well, we've seen Mercedes back on the podium. Well, back on the podium, alright. 1 and 2. Races in P3, continues his great streak of races. With some much needed points for Q's, who was having a little bit of a slump. Same thing for Emod. And Mercedes, with that, they're going to retake the lead in the Grand Constructors easily. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. We will see you next week in Portugal, March 14th, 7 p.m. EST. Same time, same place. I hope you'll be there. Round 17 will be held in Portimao for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Thank you for watching, everyone.